Born August 5, 1924, Emma Janice Kingslow was a native of Tazewell, Virginia, but spent most of her life in Chicago. She participated in various theater projects while growing up, including school plays and writing, directing, and acting in children's plays, even twice winning Best Actress in an original play in citywide competitions. Her first taste of radio acting came at the age of 12 when she played the role of a young Booker T. Washington on WENR. Upon graduating from Chicago's Hyde Park High School, she attended Woodrow Wilson Junior College and then Chicago's Teacher College with the intention of becoming a teacher. Her involvement in drama during that time was limited to writing and producing puppet shows for the community. During her senior year in 1945, singer Etta Morton convinced her to try out as an understudy for the lead character in the hit Broadway play Anna Lucasta, which was heading for Chicago. She landed the role and dropped out of school to pursue an acting career. A year later, she took over the lead role from Hilda Sims and moved to New York after the close of the play in Chicago. Despite a promising start, success was fleeting. She struggled to find work as she was considered too light-skinned to play the few roles available to black actors, and entirely dismissed from any roles for white performers. To make matters worse, her mother's health was failing, and Kingslow didn't have the money to make sure she was taken care of. While in a casting office in New York, she was approached by a representative from one of the major Hollywood studios. He had seen her in Anna Lucasta and thought she had a real future in Hollywood. This was what she had been dreaming of since childhood and meant she could have the money that could possibly save her mother's life. A long-term contract was on the table, but there was a catch. She would have to change her name and her race. She refused, later writing in Negro Digest, "What good was fame or money if I lost myself? This wasn't a question of choosing a pleasant-sounding false name to fit on a theater marquee. This meant stripping my life clear of everything that I was, everything that had ever happened to me." Kingslow returned to Chicago in 1947 and landed a main role on Richard Durham's Here Comes Tomorrow, a radio soap opera featuring a black cast. Upon conclusion of the show, Kingslow was cast in Durham's follow-up series, Destination Freedom. After that ended in 1951, she continued to pursue acting roles, but with little success. Her once promising career dried up. While she continued to seek acting jobs to make ends meet, she worked first as the public relations director at Provident Hospital and later as an assistant program director with NBC Radio in Chicago. However, the stresses of her personal and professional life became too much for her to bear, and in 1955, she was committed to Manteno State Hospital, described as catatonic and out of touch with reality. After years in the hospital and more years of slow recovery, Janet Kingslow Gilbert, after her marriage, began working with individuals who had mental illness. She was even recognized in the Chicago Tribune for her therapeutic work. Kingslow would pass away on March 6, 1984, in Chicago. She was 59. The information for this biography was taken from articles written by Janice Kingslow, including I Refuse to Pass, printed in Negro Digest, May 1950, and Trapped Between Two Worlds, from Ebony, September 1959. Also from the Chicago Tribune, the Storefront Journal, and with information supplied by Ryan Ellett and taken from his book Encyclopedia of Black Radio in the United States. For Old Time Radio researchers, I'm your announcer, Patrick Andre. Thank you for listening.